Alright guys, it's John fucking Zoidberg here, and we are going to talk about Gundam Breaker 4 today. First thing I'm going to talk about in this game is that I absolutely love everybody's imagination. Like, I didn't expect to see old Samus Aran running around my freaking lobby here. All the different Pokemon, I've seen Goku, like really cool planks, tanks, planes. All kinds of great builds. So I'm glad to see that imaginations are alive and well still. That makes me happy. Um, I'm still gonna keep my review the same. Coming off of Gundam Breaker 3 to Gundam Breaker 4, like, it did not exceed expectations. It also did not meet expectations. We'll go over some stuff, today about that. But having also said that, I guess I've judged this game just maybe a little too harshly, maybe not. But for someone coming in that's completely new and fresh, not played any of the Gundam Breaker games, you love mech building. I mean, honestly, the mech building's way more of this game, as you can tell by Samus running around over there, than the actual combat and stuff. I like the combat and stuff. That was always my favorite part of the Breaker games. Um, but the game is relatively easy. We'll show some difficulty progress here. I've cleared all of story mode, S ranking, new type. And then I almost have quests done. I'm pretty sure I just don't have chapter 6. And I got 2 more in chapter 5. And then just that one there as well. This is all solo. Uh, no multiplayer. Guess I need to do Pac-Man. Interesting concept. Like to see what they have in the future for stuff like that. Economy in this game is absolutely jank. I mean, I don't know if you're looking down there at my money, at my Republic credits. But I know to buy all these kits, I also wish there was a way to just buy every single one, highlight them all, because, it only does the displayed, not all of them, right? But it's 7.8 million. And then just compare that to my money, and it's just like, money's broken. Maybe it's because I'm rocking Magic Find. Magic Find seems to be the most OP stat in the game. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't be stacking that in every single slot possible. Okay, next thing we're going to talk about. I think it was like this in Gundam Breaker 3 as well. But I want to paint my Tall Geese 3 the right arm here. And there's no option to paint the gun or the wires or anything. Overlooked or weird design choice. Take your pick. Okay, this is my main. This is what I've been playing with majority of the game. Okay. Another thing. Whoops. Because I can't color the Epion sword either. Like, there's no cable to color on that. Like, where's the cable? Alright. That should be part of the sword. But we're going to talk a lot about stuff like that as well. Okay. Oh, part number discrepancy that someone I saw post about. So as you can see there, it says I got like 6 of a bunch of things and then 22 of the others, right? The 6s are accurate. Yeah, the legs and the head there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I mean, it definitely looks like I should have 6 things to me. But it still says 22 and stuff for those other ones. I mean, I've toggled every single thing in here. Nothing pops up. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, let's find something I haven't upgraded. There we go. This is how easy it is to upgrade things. Also with Magic Find, like just the overabundance of upgrade materials. Plus the money. Boom, the piece is mastered. That's all I gotta do to use the optional skill without the piece though. However, nobody likes the hologram stuff. Okay, next I want to jump into lack of abilities. So I did find some unique abilities. At the very bottom of the list there, there's no level on it. Recirculate, reduce damage. I got that on, I believe, both arms and the legs. And then I also found one for my shield. Recirculate, reduced gauge consumption during awakening. I'm not happy about only 8 ability slots, not 10. I liked with abilities, we mean there should be flat weapon damage, a mastery percentage damage, and then elemental damages. I like that setup from Gundam Breaker 3 a lot better. There's no aerial damage abilities. What's up with that? Like, how was that looked over or rushed out the fucking door, more like it? I mean, we could have tooltips. Tooltips would be sick. Like, be real easy to set up. Do something along the lines of, like, you know, you see where my cursor is, and then right there's a giant box, perfect for a tooltip spot. Right there at the bottom in the middle. And whatever I'm frickin' got cursored over, it'll tell me everything I need to know, scaling, whatever. Everything, way more detailed explanation. I really miss that there's no weapon-specific EXs for different weapon types. You know, Wheel Strike, Dead End Impact, the Void Sphere. Because now we don't get abilities for those to increase their damage that we could slot on pieces. So as for ideas, like, you know, we have like white abilities that are generic. There's no orange abilities, and orange abilities are like unique abilities that should be able to stack above and beyond the generic. So if I had, you know, 10% aerial damage in a generic, and then I had the indirect ceiling unique ability that's orange, get plus 15% more aerial damage. It should be able to stack with that. You know, what happened to orange abilities? Then there was also yellow abilities, you know, and those seemed like abilities that weren't normally available to whatever they were on. So like with the beam Gatling gun and Gundam Breaker 3, I rock the explosive blast one. So, you know, the beams explode, right? And then there's also, like, I want to say ones that make your beams pierce. There's the avoid instant death, even though that's an ability capsule now. Avoid mines, avoid turrets, but that's just lack of enemies in this game. There could be other things like that. I also think they should add something that's like blue abilities, okay? And blue abilities should be abilities that are specific to the part that it's on. That's the only part you'll find it on, and then you can't transfer them off. You have to use that part if you want to use that blue ability. And something would be like the Epion sword, again. Like, I don't know why it doesn't have, like, more range, like a blue ability that gave it more range, or blue abilities could be cool things like higher the combo meter, gives it more reach, more range, because, like, that's its whole thing, right? Because it's supposed to be connected to the suit's generator with a cable and be able to make a really big sword. I'm sure you could think of other things. I'm just thinking from my favorite suit's perspective. You could also put like EX and burst attacks on this Epion sword. Like, I don't know why there's not a EX, a burst, or even the optional attack should be something like where it's the giant, raise it above the head, make it really big, and just smash it down in front of you. Like, that could be an EX, an optional, or a burst. Pick one. Like, and then just think about all the other weapons in the same light. Alternate ranged weapon types being locked behind the new type difficulty is actually really weird in my opinion. I found one that was beam bazooka, not beam shot, okay, in all of my new type playthrough, and I accidentally disenchanted it. And I've bought numerous other ones thinking, since I've cleared all the stuff on new type, maybe you get a chance of pulling one, but I haven't pulled one through the store after finding one. But yeah, it just seems really weird to lock that particular thing behind new type difficulty. I don't know. Okay, also, I do like how merging is kind of made easier, but what I don't like is doing this one by one. Especially, since they doubled the part limit, and imagine having 900 of whatever. Especially, I don't have any of the pieces to show it, but when you have any of the parts that have like the shield or the gun icon on them for the built-in whatever, like the frickin', what are they? The Ott guy or the High Gog, frickin', like those style shit. There's a couple Gundams that have shit like that too. And then you gotta answer 2 questions to merge the son of a bitch. Okay. Another cool thing, optimize the search for merging. Optimize the sort and search for a lot of things. Like, I want to specifically sort out, specific abilities in here. Then I can optimize leveling multiple things. Because so far, armor is the easiest to make and level up and max out. Followed by melee, and I think ranged is the hardest stuff to max out. But that also could be because I got, 4 guns versus only 3 melee weapons. Okay, yeah, let's talk about ability capsules here. Also, should be way better sort options. Yeah, I should be able to sort specifically what I'm looking for, what I want, and then do all 3. And if I'm lucky, then, that'll pop up at the top if it's got all 3 of the things I want. Because, yeah, I've filled the 1,500 up on the ability capsules a bunch and emptied it out. And there is so much trash to freaking sort through. There's lack of other things on here, like there's no specific weapon type damage, like I can't roll whip damage or bazooka damage, any kinds of that. I haven't seen any of those. I've only seen like wet left hand explosion. Yeah, explosion area, left long range weapon. I have yet to see explosion area right long range weapon, or just explosion area long range weapon. Um, like this definitely seems wonky, rushed. I don't know. It's weird. I like that we get to pick 5 of them. Be a nice, expansion. Get a 6 slot maybe down there that I see. But definitely needs better sorting. Also, or maybe the ability to merge them would be really cool as well. Yeah, like merging those would be sick. Hopefully we get that. Or even being able to re-roll the stats, like since I got empties on those, like there needs to be a resource that I can farm that allows me to roll those empties into something. Or yeah, or merging, and I could just merge cool stuff onto them. Status attacks, like we could do a lot of cool things with status attacks, like boost down, and also speaking of boost here, like boost is like extremely overtuned. I definitely feel like Decimal Point Danny or Dave or whatever their name is like it needs to go over to the left, probably like 2 spaces. It's like way overtuned boost gauge and all that. Anyway, but yeah, status attacks, boost down, empty all your optionals, like when you get hit with an attack and it takes longer to recharge. Loss of control, inverted control status ailments. Damage over time status elements. And speaking of damage over time, like I know funnel users are really mad. I never played funnels, but I feel like funnels is like a dot play style, and they should be on your optionals. And then you could do funnel style status where it's like, if you have 3 funnels up, like, the funnels start doing their status ailment attack, and like you can set that up to whatever it is, right? You can customize your funnels, the status attacks, whatever. And then so at 3, they all start doing their status ailment. Then, if you got 4 funnels out, then they all start doing their elemental whatever. And then if you got 5 funnels out, then they all start freaking moving faster, attacking faster. And then if you got 6 funnels out, they freaking start sharing all their statuses and elemental damages. And then, if you got all your funnels out, like, it just increases their damage and their duration. Like, you could do stuff like that for funnel builds. I feel like, to make them, playable, fun, something, different than just an EX or whatever. Alright, so, like, everything needs to be an optional. Like, Epion's Shield Whip gives you the whip. But more like what I'm talking about here, we'll look at the Shenlong arm, right? Like, I like that arm. I really don't like that bulky dragon head. So it's like, I wish that dragon head part wasn't optional, right? And then I could replace it with, like, just the Epion's, claw there, right? And replace it with just that nice gold claw, okay? Or, say, the Burning Gundam Gauntlet. And then have an extendo arm with the freaking Burning Gundam Gauntlet, right? Then you could potentially set up things like, secret EX burst or optional attacks. Let's see. So, like, weapons. Like the Epion with the freaking, with its hip generator. Like, that hip generator needs to be part of the Epion sword. And then, like, that just needs to be an optional, right? And then you can slap on any Gundam. Or say, I really want you guys to add the Ultron Gundam. I don't know why, or like the Mercurius, the V8, you know, the Dark Gundam Champions. Those would be great bosses. But like, yeah, the Ultron Scorpion Tail backpack thing, like that should be an optional. Another thing with the Shenlong arm, like I don't always want the flamethrower, right? Like where is the optional where it just quick snaps out and bites their fucking head off attack? Where's that? You know, just the quick optional fucking melee. I don't like the flamethrower. So it's like down there, instead of having it roll Dragon Fang, it could roll something else. You know, like where's that at? And actual optionals like this doesn't give me EX or OP skill. Does it give me stats? Who knows? It doesn't show me here. I don't really feel like you know, pulling it off and having to back out all the way to the menu, looking at all my stats, then putting it on, going back out, looking at all my stats, and seeing if it even freaking changes any of those, right? Like, if it's fucking completely cosmetic, it should not occupy a builder's slot. It should be in another category, and you should be able to have as many of those as you want if it's not like giving you optionals or EXs or stats or anything, if it's purely cosmetic. Otherwise, it should say exactly the stats and everything that it's given you. There's plenty of room on this screen. So, and then back to optional weapons, like saying having the Epion two-handed sword generator on there, or like the Shenlong backpack glaive there. Like, why can't I just get that backpack glaive cup and put that on the back of my Epion, right? Like, optional stuff like that, like weapons, anything like that should be optionals that you could add on any suit. And then, I know I might be crazy, but it's like, then when I have the Great Sword optional or the Heat Rod optionals, like, instead of doing an attack, I should be able to equip a weapon that I've been building or working on, right? And it just switches my weapon instead of doing an attack, because then I could switch from my greatsword to dual wielding my whips, back to my greatsword, to my freaking beam glaive, you know, to my beam trident. Like, you know, like with the whips, you could have it, you know, have one set to left arm, one set to right arm. And then maybe, you know, you have a saber and an axe as well, and you can choose when you hit that optional if it just equips it to the left or the right arm. Okay, I don't know why for some reason shield is only left arm and backpack are off. I don't know if it's no option for right arm because it's the Shenlong arm. I would also like to see an option to connect it to the gun. That would be nice to have it, you know, connect to that gun. Because it definitely looks a little wonky out here. It's got some angle on it. It's got some grade. Another thing that like you could do, like whip type there, whip, you could have pull in, push back, or even being able to put knock back on a whip and change it to a whip that pushes people back with all the attacks instead. Or like then you can have a push in and pull back whip and, you know, control the enemy's range that way while you're comboing them. Another thing is some people only want to rock one weapon, you know, a single-wield whip or a saber or axe, just one of them. Add an item that's invisible, that's a focus that you can hold in the offhand, but you know it's invisible, but then you can still put stats on it, so that way they're not losing out on stats, and then they can still play their single-handed weapon. You just got to fix the animation where everything's on the one weapon. I think that should definitely be a thing, because like I definitely prefer the Gundam Breaker 3 whip controls still over this game's whip. Like I know you can do so, you know, there is a little more nuanced stuff that you can do, as I found playing with the Great Sword, that is cool. But it's just like I felt it's still way easier to combo guys with the whip in number 3 than it is in this game. I don't know if it's just like a hitbox issue kind of thing or what, but it does not feel as good, 100% for sure. Or on the other side of the coin, if I don't want to play one hand build, like the scythe was like a two hand, or it's an axe, so it's like one hand. Like maybe I want to do a two hand scythe build. Like where's the Death Scythe Hell as well, the double beam scythe? Like why are we only getting the endless waltz versions of shit? Having said that, I do kind of like the new Great Sword controls as well. I like the new moveset, like the slam, the backspin's kind of cool. It's a little more getting used to than I'd like, but what it brought me to realize is the play guide needs way more elaboration. Like there should be multiple pages in the play guide for every single weapon. Like, it should show you all the combos, everything. The whole chain, all of it. Pictures of what, or a little video clip of what it does. Like, it should show you literally all of it. Instead of having to go around, find online what people have tested and figured out. So now we're going to talk about controls a little bit. Optional is 2 pages. I don't know why we have 2 buttons when it's 2 pages. You can just have one button that toggles both of them. If you had 3 panels, then you could justify 2 buttons and having to switch back and forth between what you need. But with there only being 2 panels, you only need a 1 button toggle. So there's like a waste of a keybind, and you can't just untoggle stuff. Like the game don't let you just unbind stuff. I definitely liked Gundam Breaker 3's shooting mode better, being able to go in and out. I'm not sure how to move in shooting mode, or maybe it's because I have the enhanced shooting mode on the ability capsule that I had, but shooting mode just feels weird and I don't like it. It was a lot funner in number 3. I think it's just extra damage, but oh, it's weird, it still locks on. At least in Gundam Breaker 3 it felt like pulling my piece out. Okay. And then I got 2 different buttons for camera options, or things that do stuff for camera. It should be way fully detailed, explained, like way in-depth explanation of how they work, what they do, pros and cons of each in the play guide, and then put them in the options. Like, maybe that's also part of, because my biggest gripe with the camera and all the stuff, I like just this default, this setup right here, whatever this is called. Not with that or that turned on. Like this setup right here. Except for when you're fighting the perfect grades and the bosses. Then targeting the specific part you want does suck. So, I feel like mostly right now it's just the Epion Claw. That was a pretty good one. As far as like combat feeling clunky. Like, the Epion Claw doesn't always hit him great all the time. Yeah, it doesn't feel as good as it does in number 3. I do like that backspin though. I also like that. I've been digging that. So, that kind of stuff's nice. I wish it showed way more details on the weapon combos there on the left. Like it doesn't tell you that I press and held X to do that. Or show that I pressed forward to do the smash. I still think all the weapons should be able to do the ground break. I still don't know why they freaking only some great swords or whips can't. Like, I've seen some weird instances playing with the whip though, where like it does give them when they are in that state, in the broken in half state. Like the whips freaking, I think it's the third heavy string. But there's nothing in the play guide or anything that explains like why it did so much damage to him. Like, wow, had like the full green life bar, and then I mean, or why not just again add ground break back? I don't know. It's weird. I wish there was UI scaling, like being able to scale the UI on certain things. I don't know why the HP bar is so far away in the upper left-hand corner. I definitely feel like that could have been fit down here somewhere on the bottom. Again, I would have preferred it that the optionals were on the left, the EXs were on the right with its EX bar, and then you could have put the boost and the health bar right down there with the optionals. Wave and timer, the timer could have fit right above your what's it called, your awakening bar there, and then the other two little things up there by the timer, and those two spots down there at the bottom, or them being at the top up there is also good. It's fine. The radar, typical radar spot, that's also fine. The combo bars, I don't know why they can't be vertical over there on the right. Be nice and vertical and clean and flush with that side of the screen. And just have them be vertical bars. That would be nice. Be able to toggle damage numbers would be cool. Just turn that kind of stuff off. Or having my gun ammo bars down there at the bottom. I think for transformations, just have transformations be another tab that you can adjust and customize how it's looks after it transforms in the assembly page. Like maybe even have it be like a base, this is Epion, or like this is how the Wing Zero looks, or the Zeta, just have like that be like, a default thing, and then yeah, you have to adjust everything from there. And then when you do, the keybind, whatever it may be, we'll talk about that a little bit here. But like you do the keybind, and then boom, like it just takes you from your Gundam mode, and then just boom. That's where it would be, I think, acceptable to do a little hologram animation, and then it just loads how you adjusted your thing to look in its transform mode, right? As far as the controls go, so it's like if I press and hold the boost button, you know, it takes me forward, right? But like if I actually just tap it, it does make me jump. Okay? So I should be able to quickly double tap boost, and then that should engage your transform. I'm pretty sure that's how it was done in SDGO. It's been a long time since I played that game. Pretty sure that's how it's done in Dynasty Warriors Gundam. Because then if you want to go straight up, it's not like it's for straight up. You can just press and hold once, and then you'll go straight up, right? You can just tap it, you'll jump. You just press and hold it once, you'll go straight up with boost. So, like, just double tapping it quickly, like, should transform you, propel you forward. Like, transformations should definitely be a thing at this point. Okay, things I'd like to see. I want to see more suits. All the suits. Like I said, Death Scythe Hell, Ultron, Mercurius, Vey 8, Dark Gundam Champions. You want this game to really prosper. You literally got to add all the suits, right? Another thing is that, like, you guys already sell plastic models and tons of plastic and stuff, right? That's terrible for Zoidberg's home. So, like, why not sell DLC that doesn't make plastic waste, anything like that, right? Yeah, people are already spending mad money on the plastic. Might as well have a bunch of DLC. Just make it quality. Like, if, suit DLC was as detailed, like, with all the optionals and shit that I talked about that you would get, by getting that DLC, like, it'd be worth it. Being able to color weapon beams, shots, explosions, all of it. I want to change the color of my Epion sword. I want to change the color of the explosions from, my bazookas, everything. Like, all that stuff should be customizable. Being on PC, I would definitely like to see a better graphics pack. Like I know it's supposed to be plastic models and all that stuff, but I would still love to see amazing graphics, like even more graphics. Like, I don't like seeing a 2024 game and it's only like 10 gigs. And Alien vs Predator for Xbox 360, that was like 15 gigs. Like, this game could do a lot more in the graphics department. Also, I'd like to see more enemies on the screen at once, like way more enemies. I also like to see more enemy types. Like, there needs to be more, like, just like, say, like airplane squads, tanks, military stuff, like all kinds of stuff like that. Little prop things that we got to destroy. All kinds more enemies. Player Gundams showing up, having to fight those in the missions. Random Gundam amalgamations, like in Gundam Breaker 3, just hella random slapdash together, nasty boss fight, whatever. Crossplay, gotta have it. Community's gonna be way too small at this point not to have it, like, to be broken across so many different realms. I would like to see multiplayer in general. I'd also like to see more than 3-player multiplayer in general in the year of 2024. Doom 1993 supported 4-player multiplayer. Super Bomberman 1993 for Super Nintendo with the multi-tap supported 5 players. GoldenEye supported 4 players in 1997. Like, I would like to see more than 3-player multiplayer in the year of 2024. Definitely want to see PvP. Like, the AI in this game is terrible. Difficulty is lacking. I definitely would like to fight some other humans, some other new types. I liked the PvP rock, paper, scissors from SDGO, Capsule Fighter. I definitely enjoyed that setup before the final patch of Capsule Fighter and it got shut down. I wasn't a fan of that patch. Um, and you can incorporate that into this game by, because I believe that was a new Gundam Breaker when they had the frames. Like you had to pick the frame for your Gundam. Like I like that idea. Like they should bring back frames, right? And then just make them a rock paper scissor frame. And then you get to pick freaking your rock paper scissor that way for PvP. Again, then with status attacks that helps with the PvP. Defense down, thruster down, optionals, attack down, invert controls. Bigger maps, more maps of all sizes, space maps. Love the maps, more details. Like, I mean, these ones are small, don't really like teleport, but like the more the better. Like, when was more maps ever a bad thing? However, with the more maps and traversing, because this is kind of the play style with the whole teleporting thing on the maps, is like, you pop your big cooldowns, and then all this, they carry through. Everything carries through onto the next map you're teleported onto. So it's like definitely more of an arena rush. And an idea that I had is you need like a choose your own adventure, choose your own path dungeon mode. Like, like the first 2 maps that you do is just like, point A, point B, point B, point C. Then, in the third part of the map, you can go from C, then you have, D, E, F, or whatever. Like, do you go to the cave? Do you go through the open desert? Do you take the canyon? And, like, it should just get progressively harder and harder and harder, randomly generated, whatever. And actually, I want to explore the maps, look at the maps. I don't know why we don't do the treasure chests on the map. At least I haven't seen any. But yeah, like walk. Like I said, yeah, make it traversable and freaking choose. By walking into the area that you wanted to travel next to. Diorama mode was really underwhelming. Let's pull that up. I was really hyped for diorama mode. It sounded really cool. However, like for effects, there's like nothing. There's like not even like a full page. Like there's some shield stuff, little tiny beam saber things. Like there should just be more stuff. Let's see, where was it? Yeah, background objects. So like structure is not bad. There's a couple of things, pages of structure in here, right? Natural objects, not very many at all. Not even any like cactuses, anything like that. No desert fighting allowed. Other is just, or variety is just the easels, the Gundam Breaker posters. Just some cars, stuff like that. Like, yeah, more of that. Just more everything. More equals better in this case. Yeah, more bases. more backgrounds. Like, yeah, you want more everything. And then I'd like to see, like I said, outside a way more detailed play guide. Like, the play guide should include all the possible abilities that you could find in the game, right? Or all the possible abilities that you could possibly find on ability cartridges. Um, you know, I would love to see the play guide be way 100 times more detailed. Put it that way. Some of these things I don't even know what they are. Like I imagine those are related to events. Um, like that one, I don't know. That has something to do with diorama mode. That one does too. So it's like if they're freaking question marks, I wish it gave like a hint or something of what they might be. I imagine this has to do with finding and adding friends. What else we got here? Otherwise, yeah, then also a master list of collections and unlocks. So you can see what you found and what you haven't found yet. Or if it's even possible to find. Otherwise, I wouldn't say this game is necessarily worth the $100 I paid for it. Um, hopefully the DLCs get better. I definitely would like to see more maps where it's like you know, for scale, where you're in the like the workshop and like you can see the model boxes and the paint brushes, all that kind of thing. Like I definitely like those levels as well. I thought those were neat and fun. Like, or again, yeah, where's the battle in the kitchen? Gunpla's fighting in the kitchen, or the backyard barbecue, whatever. You know where you know where I can push them into the grill. Where's the hazards like that? Um, you know what else? Oh yeah, the freaking there was the plastic graveyard level. That level seemed fairly decently big, a lot bigger than like any of the rest of the levels. That was a decent level. I liked the plastic graveyard. That was a cool level. Um, as far as the story in this game, I have no idea what the story is. I skipped all of it. The only thing I'm here for is, you know, big, big, big robot smash stuff. I mean, I know it's a model, but with the scale, it makes it look like big robot smash stuff. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah.